Carson City. You scared the daylights out of the establishment status quo. Let's get reelected and keep our mouths shut politicians in the state capitol. Because of your independent wealth, which you've worked very hard to earn every penny of, and your feisty frontier attitude and your basic integrity, they know you can't be bought.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm your pinch-hitting host, Roger Stone. And yes, as you can see, it's after Memorial Day, so I'm sporting the seersucker. In hot weather, there is nothing more comfortable for the well-attired gentleman. Joining us now is a man who's literally a legend in the West. Entrepreneur, businessman, showman, libertarian, Republican, and outspoken Trump supporter, Dennis Hoff, joins us now.
Hi, Roger. How are you? How many seersucker suits you got?
Well, I have several, but as I've pointed out, if you buy quality at the beginning and you take good care of your garments, they will last you a lifetime.
Good. I'll remember that.
Dennis, you are running for the Nevada Assembly in a district in rural Nye County. You're running against a fella by the name of James Oscarson. Now, older viewers will remember that Will Rogers once said he never met a man he didn't like. James Oscarson in the legislature never met a tax he didn't hike. This guy has got rhino written all over him, and they have tried to smear you in ways that even boggle the mind for a political veteran like myself. For example, accusing you, God forbid, of supporting Hillary Clinton, a lie, saying that you didn't support President Donald Trump, a lie. This kind of below-the-belt smear tactics, I don't think will sit well with Nevadans, and it was amazing to me that Michael McDonald, the chairman of the Republican State Committee, who is not taking sides in the primary, who has not endorsed anybody, was forced to come out publicly and correct this incredible litany of lies being thrown your way. Before I let you answer, let me say why I think this is happening. Dennis, you scare the daylights out of the career politicians in Carson City. You scare the daylights out of the wealth, which you've worked very hard to earn every penny of, and your feisty frontier attitude and your basic integrity, they know you can't be bought.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it? It sounds like Donald Trump. You know, we're both best-selling authors. We both have reality TV shows. We both produced shows. We both been successful, made a lot of money, him a lot more money than me. And I appreciate it when you call me the Trump of Pahrump. I wear that handle proudly.
Well, and there are issues in this race. Water rights, Second Amendment rights, tax rights, and tax increases. Who comes up on the conservative, reliable Ronald Reagan side of the agenda? Well, that would be Dennis Hoff. And his opponent is part of the go along to get along crowd, financed by the special interests, accused himself of in the Me Too movement, and running what has to be considered one of the sleaziest smear campaigns I have ever seen. I've been called many, many things that I would find insulting, but being called a Hillary Clinton supporter, that's the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. It's a very dirty race, and I've been accused of causing everything bad in America, maybe even sinking the Titanic. It's just one thing after another. I had no idea. You know, Tucker Carlson told me how dirty the establishment was. Grover Norquist, I did sign the tax pledge. He came out to support me. You all told me, and I just didn't want to believe it was as dirty as it is. But now it just makes me dig my heels in more and write more checks to fight this. And when I get to Carson City, who better to run all these political hookers than me?
Well, you're exactly right. If anybody can spot a whore of the political type, it would be you. Now, it's interesting to me that tomorrow's primary is viewed as very close, and I know that there will be an extraordinary effort to get out every single vote. I didn't mean tomorrow. I'm sorry. It's the 12th. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right. A few short days from now. Organized labor, who has many members in this district, many of whom are registered Republicans, I think can be pivotal in this race. People know that you are a friend of the working man. People know that you stand up for people's rights. People know of your vast charitable activities, that this isn't all about Dennis Hoff. So many people say that if you win this race for the assembly, you're heading for the governor's mansion. People like straight talk. They like people who don't try to BS them. But above all, I think they like your feisty, Trump-like independence. Here's what I learned. Dennis Hoff will tell you exactly what he thinks, and he'll give it to you unvarnished. He's not trying to be politically correct. He is what he is, an honest businessman, a solid conservative, a lifelong foe of Hillary Clinton, and up against one of the nastiest, most corrupt political machines in the entire state of Nevada.
Absolutely. There's just not any question about it. They're doing everything they can. They're terrified. You know, Oscarson is owned by the casinos. He's owned by the developers. He's owned by big pharma. That's who he goes to when he needs advice on how to vote. And I'm not going to do that. I'll listen to him, but I'm going to vote the way the voters want me to vote. That's how I'm going to vote. And I did sign that tax pledge of Grover Norquist, and I'm proud of it.
I think that's a very, very key factor in the race. Grover Norquist, a good man, his organization for tax reform, one of the major leading voices in the country for fiscal sanity. I want to remind everybody, therefore, in Nye County, all of my friends that I met this past weekend, that every single vote counts. You don't want to be home on election night and find out that Dennis lost by 2 votes and that 2 of your cousins who were supposed to vote forgot. That's the worst of all worlds. So scour every nook and cranny of this district. Find every voter who's interested in liberty and fairness and a quality of life that Dennis Hoff will fight for. A fighter for water rights, a fighter for the Second Amendment, a fighter against a commuter tax. I've read your literature. I love the fact that you're using your high school graduation picture in your billboards, and I have every confidence that you're going to win this race. 45 seconds to go. What are your final exhortations for the voters, Dennis Hoff?
Well, I want you, thank you for coming to Pahrump. You made a big splash with everybody. I know you wore yourself out signing Stone's Rules, but it's an incredible book. And I just hope everybody supports you because that's important. You go to Roger Stone's Legal Defense Fund and send some money. I did. I know a lot of my friends did. And we're worried about you, Roger, because you are a true American hero.
Well, that's very kind. I'm a fighter, and you can go to stonedefensefund.com. I'm very grateful for your contribution, Dennis, and your many friends in Las Vegas.
If you are